Hi! So this is going to be the video where I get my Philtrum pierced. This is a piercing that I have wanted for a really long time, and now that I've had it for a little while, I'm super excited about it. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this done, what the entire process was, well, obviously you are, hence why I clicked on the video, but you know, let's just get started. Hi! So I have to be kind of quiet right now because I'm very obviously not at home, but today is Wednesday, meaning that on Friday or Saturday I'm getting my piercing, and today I'm going to set up the appointment, which is why I'm talking in a public place. I'm so bad at vlogging in public, I swear to God. I just drove by. I hate myself. I'm very excited, so let's go set up the appointment.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you at 1.
Hi! Today is the day I am finally getting my Philtrum piercing. I have been waiting to get this piercing for about 5 weeks because I had to wait till I was done with swim unit in school so that it wouldn't get infected. Today is the day, finally, and I'm very excited. It is currently like noon and my appointment is at 1. The things that I needed to get this piercing as a minor, I'm 15 if you didn't know, they required a form of identification from my parent, which is my mum, a form of identification from me, a birth certificate, and my health insurance card. So that's the 4 things that they required, though they probably really only need the 2 passports, but it's good to bring the other things as well. Full fishing. Full fishing. Full fishing.
Get rid of all the stuff. Sick. Oh, everyone's been great. So sick. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm not used to being sick. Like ever. I'm a big sick person. I'm like, maybe if I want something, I will call you for my cell phone. Twice in the last like month. Yeah.
Good job.
And that's
Good job.
then I go, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me? It's the blood. Oh.
Don't close your mouth. Just put in the jewelry, okay?
Those little germ bags, yep. That's what, so, yeah, no, and then, yeah, and I looked at Will one night in between, because it was actually, I was watching Ezra, and I was like, fucking shit. And I was like, I can't teach him that he causes this the rest, and I need to be this more even than it should be. Is that weird? I feel like he's doing it really nice and even. Oh, but the boys got mad at Xavier.
Beads
I will
on.
red Victoria, put it to a hole. So
I'm gonna clean you up because we got stencil everywhere.
Okay.
Purple in your face.
Hi! I am now officially back for my piercing and I actually changed into more comfortable clothes simply because I wanted to. It was cold, so I changed. This is what it looks like. I still have yet to clean around the outside of it, so it does still have like the blood crust around it. If you get a piercing, you know what I mean. This is what it looks like. I'm trying to see how it sticks out for my face. First off, pricing. This cost me $50, which is a bit expensive, but for piercing it's pretty average. The entire time that I was there was probably about 30 minutes. I started off by filling out some paperwork, showing them the documents that we needed, and that was that. And they were like, alright, come on back. And I was like, cool. Then we rinse out my mouth with Listerine just to kill any germs inside my mouth that were already present for a very long time. That was really annoying. I'm really bad at rinsing out my mouth with things. After that, he disinfected the outside, marked it, then dried the inside and marked that too. And then he pierced it, and my piercer pierced from the inside out. I know a lot of piercers will do it the other direction and go down. He went up. I don't really know why, I'm not a piercer, he just did. Your piercer will do it one of those 2 ways if you get this done. He went pretty slow as far as piercings go. A lot of times some piercers will just stick it right through really quickly. Some piercers go slower. I found that going slower kind of makes it hurt a little bit more, but it tends to be straighter. So, you know, give and take. It actually really hurt as far as piercings go. I have had quite a few piercings, as you can see. Definitely my most painful so far. The reason it hurt is because your lip, if you didn't know this, is made up of like layers of fibrous tissue. And as it pierces through, it has to break through every single one of these layers. And that hurts. And the worst thing is you can like feel it break through each one of those layers, and you can kind of hear it too if you're like listening. It's not great. So yes, it did hurt quite a bit. Now I would give it probably a 7. My eyes definitely did water a lot. It wasn't like running or anything, but they did water a little bit. The pain lasted until he got the jewelry in, and once he got the jewelry in and got the ball on, it stopped hurting, and it hasn't started to hurt since. I'm sure it's going to hurt in the next couple of days. It's going to swell up in the next couple of days. That's pretty normal, but as of right now it doesn't really hurt for some reason. I don't know why. It feels really weird. It feels exactly like what you would imagine having a bar through your skin feels like on your lip. Like, you can imagine it, and that's basically exactly what it feels like. Also, it does this weird thing on a smile. That's where the R is right there. Hi, so it is officially day 2 of that's 4, I don't know why I did that, day 2 of having my piercing, and I can say that the swelling definitely increased while I slept. It's pretty bad when I woke up this morning, but I just took some ibuprofen to decrease it. It is still a bit swollen, but it's not as bad now that I've taken an amount of ibuprofen. I don't know why I said an amount, that makes it sound like really ominous. I took 2. One thing I did notice is that they always pierce it and have the first jewelry be a quite long bar, not like super long, but like a pretty long bar, because they expect swelling. However, my lips swelled up a little bit past that bar, meaning on the inside of my mouth there's a bit of a ring from where the plate has been pressing on my skin, which isn't great. Hi, so it is Saturday, meaning that I got my piercing exactly 1 week ago. So this is going to be just like a completely honest review of what it was like getting this pierced. So yes, I got this pierced a week ago, and to be honest, when I first got it, I wasn't super happy with it. Like, I had spent so much time like waiting to get it, and I was super excited, and then when I got it, it just looked off. I now realize that it looked off due to the swelling, but at the time I just thought it just didn't look good. Now that I have had it for a week and the swelling has gone down, it's slightly swollen right now as I just took a nap. It's literally 6 o'clock in the evening. I just took a nap, and every time I sleep it swells up a little bit, but we'll get into that. So yeah, I wasn't entirely happy with it when I got it. To be honest, I didn't think it suited me. And to be honest, it looked a little bit crooked. Now that I've had it, it doesn't look crooked anymore. But when I first got it, it appeared to have been pierced at an angle like this. It is kind of pierced at a little bit of an angle like that, but not to the extreme that it was when it looked that way when I first got it. I only swelled? Only this side of my lip was really swollen. This side of my lip was slightly swollen, but this side of my lip decided to swell up a lot, meaning that it pulled the piercing like that. Meaning that it looked very, very, very crooked. It looked straight from outside perspective, and because it was from the outside perspective, it sits central on my mouth, but the inside was very crooked. And I was like, you know, I just paid $50 for this, I'm just gonna wait it out. So that's what I ended up doing. I just waited it out, and to be honest, I'm really happy that I did just wait it out and I didn't go back there and be like, hey, this is crooked or anything, because now that I've waited it out, I'm really quite happy with it. One problem I've experienced was rubbing on my teeth. When I smile right now, the bar presses out of my face like this. See how it's pressed out? That's what it's meant to do. However, due to the swelling, when I first got it, when I would smile, the bar would lay flat against my gum, meaning that it looked like that. I could like feel the bar sitting right there. The bar, rather than pressing up like it's meant to, it would go like that. And you could see the location of the bar, like it's right between my fingers right now. And that made it quite difficult to smile and quite difficult to laugh, as it kind of hurt when it did that. That wasn't pleasant, and I was really worried about it, but it actually fixed itself after a couple of days, as you can tell, it's fixed itself now. This meant that when I went to smile, it would kind of pull up on my gum a little bit, but again, that's fixed itself, it doesn't do that anymore. Another thing I experienced was it getting hooked under my teeth. Now this never happens when I talk, simply because the way that my mouth sits, my lip is pretty far off of my teeth when I'm speaking, but I sometimes would catch it on my tooth, which I'll show you what it looks like. It's caught on my tooth. So let's talk about swelling. As far as swelling goes, it was very, very swollen for the first 4 days. It is still a little bit swollen as I just took a nap, and it always swelled up after sleeping. That's just some weird thing that I've noticed. In the mornings it is always swollen, even if it wasn't swollen when I went to bed. That's just something to be aware of if you're going to get this, is it'll probably swell in the mornings. Like the first day after I had it, not the day that I got it done. So on Sunday I took a fair amount of ibuprofen. I took 2 every like 4-5 hours, and that kept the swelling down quite a bit. I think if you're planning on getting this pierced, make sure that you have ibuprofen, as without it I feel like the swelling would have been a lot worse. And I kept taking that ibuprofen until day 4. And sometimes I still take 1 in the morning when I wake up. So let's talk about cleaning it and reducing risks of infection. So I clean my piercing 2 to 3 times a day with a non-iodized sea salt water solution. To clean it, I simply take a cotton swab and go around the outside, go around the inside, and rinse my mouth out with the same sea salt water solution, focusing on rinsing the front of my mouth. And one thing I have noticed is that I am getting crusties around it. Now that is pretty normal. It's pretty normal to get crusties. It's just the body's way of pushing out any gunk that may have gotten in there throughout the day, because gunk will get in there throughout the day, which is why you have to keep it clean to remove that gunk so that the gunk doesn't like fester and become an infection. When I remove it, sometimes there's a little bit of grossness around it. One thing I find myself doing a lot is pressing it down like that. The reason that I find myself pressing it down like that a lot is due to the excessive amount of swelling that I had in the beginning. Now, lips do swell a lot, same with cheeks, same with any mucous membrane piercing, which this was. Because my lips swelled a lot more than, you know, they expected it to, but the bar was a little bit short. Most people experience the bar being too long. I had the opposite. My bar was a little bit too short, meaning that the back plate of the bar has been digging into my lip. And at first I was really worried about this, but then I talked to my mum who had a lip piercing, and she's like, you know, that's pretty normal, especially for the first, you know, 2 to 3 weeks of having the piercing. Once the swelling is gone forever and it no longer swells up when you wake up, then it should stop doing that. But as of right now, I'll show you what it looks like, and I'm going to warn you, this is not attractive in any way, shape, or form. I hope you can see that. Yeah, I have noticed that, but according to my mum, that should fix itself pretty soon. The standard jewelry that I was given when I got pierced was just a simple ball, and my piercer said that I can change my jewelry within 2 weeks of having it pierced, but I'm going to keep the plate the same. The like bar and plate, I'm not going to change that, as it's just fine. I will probably try to find a new bowl to go on it. So yeah, that is basically about it. As of right now, I'm really happy with my piercing. I say that if you are interested in getting it, be aware that if once you get it done, you might experience some weird things like I did. You might not like it at first, and if you're like that, then, you know, sit through it, give it some time. After the swelling is completely gone, if it still looks crooked, go back to your piercer, talk to me about it, and say, this isn't the piercing I asked for. Now, they may have you sign a contract. I can't tell you what every piercer did in their contract, but every piercing studio will do. But hopefully, if you can prove to them that it is crooked, they will hopefully either refund you or redo it. Mine is slightly crooked, but it doesn't bother me because it looks straight from the outside. And in fact, I like that it sits slightly crooked internally, because that means it doesn't get caught on the upper webbing of my mouth. If it was central, it would get caught. So honestly, I'm not that mad. This is my Philtrum piercing video, and if you guys liked it, let me know, and I will do more body modification videos. I have quite a few body modifications. I have 6 piercings, 2 on each lobe and nose, and a Philtrum, as well as the tattoo that I gave myself. Give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. That is completely fine. If you liked this video, you can click right here to subscribe. Please check out my other videos. They are exciting too, I promise. And you can click here to watch my last video, which I'm not sure what it was, but hopefully it was something decent. Right, bye guys. Also, there's something in my eye. Okay.